Hello everybody, XJordy1X, and on the tubes, it's that time of year again. It just so happened to be October 2023, and this is how to blow out your sprinkler system. This sprinkler system so happened to be in a residential home. Sometimes when you go to a home, maybe you don't know what it is, you've never been there before, there's different kinds of systems. This system is pretty straightforward. The pipe comes out of the copper after the meter, so you get paid. The very first thing you're going to want to do is locate where the shutoff is. And you're going to want to shut off your water because you don't need it no more. Doesn't matter, just hit it off like that. So that stops the water from here. Second is there's two ways to blow it out. There is the outside way, and then there is the inside way. The outside way is to shut this off for the season, go outside and turn the valves on or off and open up each zone one at a time and blow out however much you need. The second time, one of the other options, if it has not rained, is to put this to auto and then go and turn your sprinkler system on. And if it has not rained and your rain sensor is fine and dry, that will work. But that requires you to come in the house after the compressor has filled, turn it on, go back in, go back out. You don't want to technically, my opinion is I don't think you should rotate the valves outside any more than you have to, other than the sprinklers turning on and off manually. But in this case, in this residential home, it's actually been done a lot and it's actually simple. And I'll show you that in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut it off. This is off for the season. Today is Sunday, October 15th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. And this is off for the season. Done. Okay, now as far as what happened, these are the 5 leaks. Okay, it stays plugged in. The valve shut off says it's right here. Up and down means the water flow stops right here. And let's just go right outside. So one of the second or third steps is to locate the spigot outside. What you're going to need to do is you need to open it. And if you open it with the water on, you're going to have a full-blown spigot here. So that's good for when you need it during the spring or summer. But that's not good now. Okay, so this is what's draining. It's not, I don't think it's pitched. And then I like to leave these valves. In my personal home, these valves are inside, so they're actually not weathered. They're rusted, I don't care. Here's some kind of bladder system where when I turn on the first zone, you'll hear it. And unfortunately, look at that. That's a crack. I wonder if that's a problem when the sprinklers are on next year. I wonder if water flows up and spits out of there. I'm going to look at that next year because I don't want to look at it now, and it is wet. So we might have a fail, but hopefully maybe it just spins off and I could cap it and not purchase this same thing. So that's what I like to do. You should, if this is yours and you own it and you paid for it, you should maintain it. So what we have right here real quick is something probably the minimum that you're going to want to use for each zone depending on how long the run is. Here is a 25-gallon Husky, which is Home Depot. This is 10 plus years old. I think that anything less than 20, you're going to just keep going and keep going and keep going. You can't do something like this with a 2-gallon. I don't think you should. I'll shut this off just in case it turns on. I do full pressure. Okay, this is my gauges set up. Some people will say, well, you should only put 100 through the system. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. It's plugged in, it's charged, and we have this apparatus. Thank you, JK18. He made this. This is a hose from the washing machine. It doesn't have to be any length, bigger or longer than whatever fits. So what you're going to want to do is, here's the tank, here's the air. We're going to be reversing the scenario. You're going to want to put this onto the spigot because that's what's going to push the air out. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You could obviously do this without making a video. Okay. It doesn't have to be super tight. It's just air. And then now what you want to do is make sure this valve is up or down? Well, it doesn't go this way, so it goes this way. If I was to plug it in this way, it would just blow through the air. And what I want to do, if I could do it with my hand, is you want to... Nope, please hold. Okay, got the connector in, got the air in, see? Whoop. Okay, now what you want to do is locate your valves. And I said, like I said before, each valve is a little bit different. These just so happen to be what you got here. I did mark them back in the day. You see the 4 and the 5, and maybe that's 1, I don't know. I kind of like open up this cover because the crickets kind of like to sit in here, it freaks me out. So number 1, I think this is number 1. Okay, number 1 should be, so lefty loosey, righty tighty. Sorry, let me show you that. You want to grab this and go all the way, and you can kind of hear it. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to want to do that for all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many you have. Like I told you, 5 has a bladder problem. I don't live here, so I shut it off. So I don't need to blow it out. So I just have to go 1 through 4 or 4 through 5. It doesn't matter. But for camera purposes, I'm going to show you number 1. Zone number 1. I shut this off because I don't want it to turn back on at 100 or 80 and keep cycling. I want to dump the whole tank in it. And then when I'm done and it finally gets down to 40 or so and the heads can't push out more air, then I shut it all down and I recharge it. So here we go, slowly. You're going to hear the bladder, and then you're going to see the heads. Zone 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4 heads. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this times 2 or 3, depending on how much mist comes out. The longer the run, the longer the water in the pipe in the ground. I usually like to do only 2 shots per zone at this house. This house is 70 by 40 by 70, I think, give or take. It's not a lot of run. You know, it comes out of here, it goes this way, and that's, you know, arm length. Maybe that's 10 feet, maybe that's 20. So once again, we're blowing it out. I didn't see any water come out of this crack. Oh, I do see it right here. There you go. So that's going to be next year's problem. If that doesn't, if nothing happens with that, and when I come back and turn them on, then I'll leave them. But I have to double check last year's video to see if that was cracked before, after, or during the sprinkler system. So what you're going to do is you're going to get down to about 30, 20. The heads are going to stop. Yeah, you got enough, not a lot. Excuse me, you don't have enough water, air to water, you know, it's and then that's what you're going to do. And then I get back down to 20. It's 20. You still hear air. Air is still flowing through the zone, and now the zones died. The caps, all the zones went. Okay, let me take a deep breath here. Zone 1, the heads went down, so there's no more air pushing out the heads. So what you're going to want to do is shut it off. You heard the little bladder, and you're going to want to turn this back on. And you're going to want to do that however many times you blowing this out thinks that your air has been exhausted from your pipes and your heads. Like again, I only have to do 4. 5 has not been turned on in 2 years. I will shoot 5 out because I'm here, because I can. But 1 through 4, and I think that's all I have to say. In order to close this, I'm not going to show you anymore. In order to close this, if you were to move on, you cannot go to any other valve unless you close the other valve, because there's not that much air. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you would go this way until it stops right there, and then just give it a little tug. And that's how this solenoid valve is completely off, but will operate through the wires. So that's it. We're not done, so we want to take it, open it again. You want to go where it stops. See, it stops. If you push this down, then you could open up all of this. So that's how this system works while blowing it out. Any comments? How you doing? Any comments, questions, concerns, or anything you want to know about this current system? Hit like, hit subscribe, and make that comment. I'll answer it. Now I'm going to go right back to continuing, and we'll see you in the next sprinkler video.